I want to preface this video by saying that I'm not really trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I actually like almost all people. I feel like I can find common ground with everyone, but I need to say what isn't being said right now, and that is that ENTPs and INTPs aren't as smart as they are, and I will explain to you how ENTJs and INTJs get it wrong, and how to see if they're qualified for a particular position. So, to lead or to run the department or whatever. ENTPs and INTPs think they're a lot smarter than they are because the way that their brain functions with logic is that they can grasp things on a fundamental basis. But understanding things on a fundamental basis doesn't make you understand things comprehensively. And that's TE. TE is about understanding something comprehensively, all its components and how it affects everything else around it. Because I think what ENTJs and INTJs understand is that if I do this over here, it's going to affect something over here. And TI should really, really be taken seriously around expertise. And what a lot of ENTPs and INTPs, particularly when they're young, because they pollute the comment section in, social media, because they think that what angers me most, and this is the pushback. So when I get angry, it's because I care. So ENTJs, that's when they push back and say, hey, you know what? Why don't you just shut up? You don't know what you're talking about because you don't understand things comprehensively. And so what INTPs do and ENTPs do in their podcasts and on social media and TikTok and all this shit is that they say shit with their full chest as if they know something comprehensively. And I think not enough ENTJs and INTJs push back on these spheres and the social media sphere, mostly because I think there's a certain self-preservation that happens with ENTJs and INTJs. They would be like, well, why is it worth it for me to go and say that, let's say, I can't stand Candace Owens, she's a fucking moron. And I would think like, oh, she's going to come back and attack me. And then I'm going to start this beef with her. Let's say I'm not popular, so I'm not really worried about this. But she's an idiot. And she says a lot of things wrong, and she says it with her full chest, and she thinks that bravado and arrogance is convincing, and it can be convincing to INTPs because they sort of speak the same language. It's like, I understand things by basic fundamentals, and so I'm smarter than everyone else because I get it quicker. No, that's just the entry level. You haven't even begun to understand things, in a deeper way. This is what makes NTPs look shallow to people, right? So, when an ENTJs, this video is really for you, because I think INTJs have TE in their parent function, so they're not as likely to want to listen to a bunch of people. But TE hero will take in the consideration of a lot of other people. And the reason why you can become, let's say, manipulated by an ENTP in particular is because ENTPs are going to appeal to your emotions. And if they can't appeal to your emotions, they're going to try to get in your head. And you young ENTJs, just stop listening to ENTPs. Go do your research. And rely on your research, multiple reference points, and then you have SC, so you can verify this stuff in reality. Is this happening in reality? You can play with it a little bit, these ideas. You can practice them and see the feedback you're getting back. And really, whoever you're getting information from should be experts in that field. But understand that the TI, the niching down, the refining of the logic, it gets narrower and narrower and narrower. So you need many, many reference points in that field from these TI users that can narrow down the information and get very, very precise. Um, and um, and so then you can, when you're creating your vision and your outcome, what you want in the outcomes, you have a more comprehensive uh, understanding of the issue that you're trying to fix, right? So if you're bringing something to market, you know, I didn't do enough TE, and I didn't understand MBTI, so I couldn't figure out like what I was getting wrong. I knew what I knew what I intuitively understood about my industry, but I lacked a comprehensive um, understanding. A lot of this for ENTJs, I think, I can't speak for all ENTJs, I guess I'll just explain my thing, is because I assumed that if I understood some basic fundamentals, that it allowed me freedom to adapt to feedback that I was getting from clients, customers, whatever, staff. And it actually wasn't intelligent to do. The intelligent thing would be to get a more comprehensive grasp of the entire field. So like, I'll give you an example with Elon. You know, Elon's able to get a lot of money, you know, people to give him a lot of money to that. When you get a lot of money and you have a lot of money to play with, it can buy you time. And so when he started Tesla, it wasn't very profitable because he didn't understand the industry comprehensively. And so he could have minimized errors and stuff like that to get to success a lot more quickly. So putting an INTJ in charge of something like that would have been better for him. But I'm just starting a business with that many employees, trying to manage different departments and having to direct a lot of people is very difficult. A lot of people say he's not a genius in his field, but because he apparently isn't an engineer. I know people who've worked at SpaceX and dated them, and he's not an idiot. And by the way, creating these big teams that are that comprehensive is not easy. It's very, very difficult. And so, yeah, I have to respect him for that. I don't like him, like I said in the previous video. But anyway, I hope I'm not rambling here. Essentially, ENTJs, the ENTPs and INTPs need to be experts in their fields, and what you're looking for is how they are niching down and giving you that truth, that golden nugget of truth, and then you cross-reference that with multiple reference points. And the more reference points you have, it gives you a more comprehensive understanding of the issue, the industry. It could be politics, it could be whatever it is that you're trying to fix. You need a comprehensive understanding. And INTPs and ENTPs basically kind of show off that they're smart by understanding fundamentals. Fundamentals is just the entry level sweetness. If you really, really, really want to get a better grasp of what I'm saying, you need to read Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb. He's an ENTJ. He has 4 books. The other one is Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness, and I forget what the other one is. I've read Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness. And then Anti-Fragile I had to buy on paperback. I would listen to the other ones in audio. But I'm glad I got the paperback because I had to take so many notes, because the way Nassim explains something is comprehensively. He's a professor now, but he was an options trader for a long time. I think he still might be, I'm not exactly sure. But the point is there's so many reference points that the whole entire book is like eating steak. There's no filler. And so I had to put it down. It took me 6 months to read the book. It was very hard. I think there were some NTPs that broke down. I don't know if it was Anti-Fragile or Fooled by Randomness. And anyway, the book is an example of understanding something comprehensively. And so when you're taking on a project, if you want to limit the errors, you would try to understand things more comprehensively. So ENTPs and INTPs are not the smartest. They can become experts in a field. So expertise is like lots of knowledge, and then experimentation, and then more knowledge, and going deeper and deeper and deeper to niche down. But this idea that understanding things on a basic fundamental makes you intelligent, no, you're just observing certain things. Like, oh, okay, well, I have a relative understanding. Am I interested in going deeper or not? And so this is why ENTPs irritate me. You know, the minute they get successful, they can't wait to get on fucking online and start telling everybody how to live their life. Bitches, I'm going to explain to ENTPs how it is that you guys become successful, because you're just not fucking noticing yourselves, because you don't have you cannot see yourself. You guys lack the ability to self-reflect. You think you're too smart. That's why I love it when ENTJs debate ENTPs. It's like, shut up. I'm gonna give you so many reference points, because I have a comprehensive understanding of this, because I took the time to read multiple reference points. I'm not going out and looking at everybody who's in this echo chamber who agrees with me. Why are people disagreeing with me? What is happening? Oh, okay. So now I know what people agree on, and I'm understanding that there's all these reasons why people disagree. And then I'll go and I'll research all the different disagreements, and I'll ask more questions. My TE gets better over time because of the quality of questions that I ask. That's what makes TE really good. It's knowing what to ask. Anyway, I love everybody. Okay, bye.